Hi guys, hopefully my air conditioning is not too loud and you can hear me. It's 94 here, but like it feels like 100, so I have air conditioning. I've also been sleeping down here in my back room because my room, we've talked about this, my room is so small and it literally feels like a sauna in the summer. So it's up on the top floor, so heat rises. You know, I have this conversation with you every summer, I think. But anyway, to get on to what we're talking about today, I realized, silly me, I left a series unfinished, and that was my high school experience. And I did senior year and junior year, but I didn't do sophomore or freshman year. So I'm here to do sophomore year. Sorry this is so late. I thought I finished every series, honestly, and I realized I finished every one except this one. Freshman year might not be as clear as these other three, but you know, I was having some memories of sophomore year, and I thought, why not make the last two videos then? Also, one more housekeeping thing before we start. My summer classes are coming to an end, and they're gonna end in the beginning of August. Another housekeeping thing is I'm starting a podcast channel called Simplicity, and that will be with my best friend Tori. We're doing a podcast channel. Basically what it is we're kind of talking about things that have happened in our life, and we're basically like trying to teach people about it. We've got things like consent. We've got, you know, like ABUS, IVE relationships, toxic friendships. Basically what I do on this channel, but you get two perspectives. So we're just trying to help people kind of navigate adult life, you know, the things that a lot of people don't teach you, but we think should be talked about. We're gonna talk about those topics on the podcast. It might not look like a traditional podcast because we don't have the money for like microphones and all that fancy schmancy stuff. We are literally just going to be talking in front of a camera, which, yeah, that's not really a podcast, but in my view, anything could be a podcast. I mean, we're gonna call it a podcast channel. It might turn into more of a traditional podcast as we go along, but we need to save up money for that. But we think that these videos are a little too important to wait until we have, you know, the whole like setup and everything. So let's jump into this before I forget why we're here. So sophomore year, I lost all my friends. Yeah, to start off sophomore year, I lost all my friends. I had a huge group of friends, and after freshman year, they all kind of left me. And, yeah, it was a mess because I had like so many friends, and then to go from so many friends to like no friends, it was like crazy. It was insane. So the, I guess, best friend I had in the group in particular, we're gonna call her Tony for this story, T-O-N-I, so it's a girl. We're gonna call her Tony. And she sent me a message saying why she didn't want to be friends with me anymore. She was like, you're clingy, you're annoying, you talk about boys too much, which honestly, let's get real for a second, what teenage girl does not talk about boys? She also talked about boys a lot. It was a messy time, you know, teen hormones, crazy. Everybody was, there was way too much drama with that group, if I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, all my years of high school have drama. That's just what I like to call unnecessary drama. Like, it didn't need to escalate as much as they escalated it. But yeah, so just know that was the extent of the story. So I was sad but I did remember I had another friend group to hang out with. Now, this friend group, I have been friends with somebody in particular in that friend group since 2nd grade. So I hadn't really talked to him much, but I was still friends with him. So I'm going to mention Honeybee from this friend group. He's important. I will link the Honeybee video down below if you don't know who I'm talking about, but he's a very important. So there was this guy coming up to me and trying to start drama between Tony and I. And this guy's name is Mark, code name, from the bullying series. I'll also link the bullying videos down below. Actually, I'll link the playlist down below, but he would come up to me and he started drama between Tony and I. He's like, oh, I hear you're not friends with Tony anymore. She's talking about you. She's saying she never cared about you. She doesn't want to be friends with you, blah, blah, blah. And so I accidentally helped him out by saying, I don't care about that bitch. I said that. I regret it because it's never a good idea to fan the flames. And I fanned those flames. And he was telling me that Tony said, yeah, I'm not friends with her about me. So obviously he was going back and forth, trying to get a rise out of me, trying to get a rise out of her. I think he was literally just trying to start stuff. Then the bullying only got worse from there. That English class was the worst experience of my entire life. That English class was messy. But I'm sure you'll hear about that in the bullying videos, how messy it was, because that is literally all there. So this also kind of has to do with the story, but kind of doesn't. But one day I talked to a certain someone in that class about what I was going through. She's in the WNBA now. Just thought I would throw that out. I went to school and was in classes and graduated with someone who's in the WNBA. I think the team she plays for is the Dallas Stars. It's a Dallas team. I don't know much about the WNBA. I will put it on the screen here if I'm wrong, but I think that's the one she plays for. But anyway, her name is Jasmine Dickey. You can look her up. She legit beat all the records in high school. She was fantastic in high school. She was like fantastic at basketball. So obviously watch the bullying video to get that part of the year. It has video clips from actual me explaining it better than I could now. I made videos at that time. They're cringy, but the reason why I put them out there is to show you guys how much bullying can take a toll on somebody. And I came out the other end better, but that's not what happens to everybody. And I really think that we need to make a change in schools with bullying. We actually need to like make some bullying like changes, because people shouldn't get bullied. Like bullying is, you know, it's interesting because bullying still happens. Like, it doesn't matter if you're in school, out of school. You can get bullied in your workplace. I was bullied by one of my bosses. You can get bullied in college. I never got bullied in college, but there are a couple people I know who have. Like, you can get bullied anywhere, and it doesn't just stop when you're an adult, and people don't really understand the toll that it can take on someone. I mean, when I worked at a daycare, I saw kids that were 2, 3, 4 bullying each other. So, you know. Anyway, so I made friends with a girl in my English class. And even though she heard the bullying being done, she was too shy to do anything about it. And I don't fault her for not doing anything about it. Obviously, you don't want to get involved in something that doesn't have to do with you. But she was very good at cheering me up. She would try to cheer me up, and I thank her for that, because that was, you know, it was very hard to see what was going on and not say anything, but she was very shy. And I tended to become friends with a lot of introverted people when I went to school, and I don't blame her, because I can't really say that, because I did get involved when I saw people being bullied, and I did stand up for people, but I don't blame her for not wanting the attention on her. But she did stand up once, and she did yell, and people were shocked. So she did do something once. It was just most of the time she didn't want to get involved. Another guy wanted to help and tried, but no one listened to him. So there was this other guy, I'm gonna call him John, code name obviously. He tried to help and no one listened to him. He was a little more popular. I don't know if he played a sport or if everybody just liked him, but he was a little more popular, and he was in 2 of my classes. And I remember in first period that day, the whole reason I got bullied was because of a crying video I put online, and he asked to see it. I made it private, so at that point in YouTube, I don't know if it's still the same, but when you made a video private, you had to add someone's email address so they could see it. He never saw the video, and he wanted to see it. And I was like, oh yeah, you want to make fun of me, you want to bully me? And he's like, no, I just want to see it. He starts watching it, and he says, why would anybody bully you for this? This is heartbreaking. Why would anybody think someone crying is funny? This isn't funny. So he then decided to talk to, you know, people, and he was like, stop bullying her, stop doing whatever. And I remember 4th period that day, I had to give my presentation. We were doing a social issue, and I chose YouTubers and the essay that was going on in the community. And this was like 2016 that I did this presentation. 2016, 2017. No, 2015, 2016 school year. So it's 2016 I did this presentation. And he's really interested in it. Like, he's asking questions, and he's literally looking at the people at his table, and he's like, guys, why are you not interested in this? Like, why are you not paying attention? Like, this is interesting. So, and I mean, people were making fun of me during the entire, like, presentation, but it's like, you know, he was the only one not making fun of me, and he was the one telling people, you know, to knock it off and, like, do all this stuff. So honestly, I really want to give a big, like, thank you to him, because honestly, like, that was a super nice thing for him to do. Then at the same time, I liked a guy who was dating another girl. I had a class with this girl. And all I'll say is, I'm not going to talk too much about the girl. The guy was a piece of shit, honestly, for liking me when he had a girlfriend. She hated me because I liked her boyfriend. Yeah. Don't really need to talk about that. I did like her boyfriend, but I was also respecting that they were in a relationship. I was respecting the relationship, and I told him, I was like, you know, you are dating somebody else. Stop flirting with me. Like, what are you doing? And I shut down all his advances because he was dating her. One day, I gave her a cough drop because she was coughing up a storm. And she said, and I quote her, "Then I started to think of you like a person." So then she started to actually think of me like I was a person. Because before she didn't, because she hated me. It's really weird. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Then she wanted to tell me we were cool, but when anybody called my name, I thought they were going to belittle me. So she was calling my name, and even a guy was calling my name. They were yelling my name and trying to get my attention to like tell me that we were cool. But of course I thought they were people that were going to bully me, so I kept walking. From that point on, she would walk me to English when she heard about the bullying going on. She had an upperclassman friend that would walk with us too. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. That is for people in my personal life that know who that upperclassman friend is. Here comes some heartbreaking news. I'm not friends with this girl anymore. Yeah, she ended our friendship because of, you know, personal reasons. Obviously it's not my business to, it's not my place is what I meant. So I'm just letting you know, personal reasons. You know, sometimes people just grow apart, things happen. But yeah, so she broke up our friendship by text, and it's fine. And it didn't really hit me till, it didn't even hit me the next day, because the next day I got my wisdom teeth taken out, so it didn't hit me till a couple of days after that surgery that, oh crap, because the day she sent it to me I was dying of dehydration, but I also went to the Big Time Rush Forever tour, so it was like, you know, I wasn't really ready. Mandy, as I may have called her in other videos, that's what I'm talking about. We're not friends anymore. You know, it's horrible, but it's a learning experience, so, you know. Also, if you see a cut when I talked about calling my name because I thought they were going to belittle me, I recently gave a hint to who the guy was, but I took it out because I didn't feel right, so it's just that if you know, you know who the guy is. That leads us to the honeybee video. Go watch that. That relationship was over the summer. I don't really feel like talking about it again. And as Porky Pig would say, that's all, folks. That was my sophomore year. Not much happened in sophomore year, which I'm honestly thankful for, because I don't think I would have been able to handle anymore. But yes, and the freshman year video will be coming hopefully next week. I have to see how much classwork I have to do, because I do have a final. I have 2 finals for 2 of my classes next week, so we'll see if I get time to film. Yes, I didn't put a Nancy Drew video up last week. I'm so sorry, you guys. Time got away from me, and because of the holiday on the Thursday, I was like flailing, and you know, I was celebrating the 4th of July. So again, happy late 4th if you celebrate it. If you celebrated it, I guess, happy late 4th of July. I hope you had a bunch of fun and fireworks and festivities. I watched the parade and the fireworks where I live. With family at the parade, and then friends at the fireworks. Well, really only Tori, but you know, so I had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time too. And I think that's it. But the freshman year video will be coming out next, and then this series will be done. And then I will be working on the podcast for you guys with Tori. And I'll also be finishing up the Nancy Drew videos, because they are very important. So yeah, expect this video to be coming out next Wednesday. I'm filming this on a Wednesday, but I have to edit it. So the next Wednesday it'll be up. So expect this video. You'll be watching it, because this will go live on the 17th of July. So I will see you guys on the 17th of July, the weekend before. You're going to see the Captive Curse, and then this video, and then this weekend from when you see this video. you will be seeing Alibi and Ashes, which is one of my all-time favorite games. So please make sure to watch the Nancy Drew videos. Otherwise, what reason am I making them for? Anyway, thank you guys for listening, watching, and I want to make more videos like this where I just sit down and talk about my life. So if there are any other experiences I can pull out of my head, you will hear about them. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!